So I've been meaning to change these wheels for a long time. If any of you remember, these are the ones that are all pitted and flaking. They look nice on the truck. It's just too bad it kind of ruined it for me when they got as bad as they did, as quick as they did. And I did everything I was supposed to do to keep them clean, but it must have just been a poor quality finish. So ever since I fixed up those aluminum wheels, the stock looking ones, I've always liked them more than what these chrome ones looked like. It's a shame, because of course these weren't very cheap. It's certainly pricey when I bought them, but live and learn, I suppose. These will definitely make a nice trailer tire for the yard. So recently, one of the videos that I'm doing an update to that I never really finished was the caddy with the brake line issue. I started a video. I'll show you guys the intro to that video. Ultimately, I had a bad brake line that needed to be replaced. So what you won't see in that video is when I actually finally got around to replacing it. Bled the brakes, everything was fine. Got to the end of the driveway and I stepped on the pedal hard just to activate the ABS and make sure that it was going to stop as it needs to, and by doing that I ended up busting out another brake line. So I had enough pieces left over, like extra bits from my little repair job there, so I was able to fix the second brake in the line on the spot, which was actually a different line. The first line, I replaced about 80% of it, all the way up to under the hood where it was still manageable. The line was so rusted, but anyways, so I blew a second line, and then while bleeding it, trying to get all the air out of that second repair, it blew a third line. So it was apparent that it was time to replace all the brake lines on the car. So that put a bit of a hold on the project again for a while, and I wasn't motivated to do it because I didn't care. But I finally got around to it. Replaced all the brake lines on the car. That car actually has a total of 6 brake lines on it. There we go. There's 2 that go from the master cylinder down to the ABS module, and those were like 1/4 inch lines. And then there's 4 lines from that point out, 1 for each tire. Those were like 3/16 or something, smaller line. So I mean, it was a lot of work, but obviously it had to be done. So now I've finally got a set of brakes in that car where it's actually going to stop. These ones are a 235. The old BFGs were a 235, but now I'm up to a 245 because the 35s weren't really available. So a smidge bit wider on the BFGs. wheels on. I love the look of them on that truck. I always thought they looked nice with the white letters. And they're still blue because I have to clean them, but despite that, love the tread. Anyways, we'll go for a spin around the block, make sure everything feels okay. I'll come back, I'll retorque, and then they'll be all set to drive. And I gotta clean them, then I gotta cut the grass. I should change the oil in the car, but I really don't feel motivated enough to do that today. Oh, hot seat. Sidewall on the tire makes a big difference in the sportiness, the feel of it. Like, these tires ride a lot nicer, they're a lot smoother. The bumps are more absorbed, I think, because you've got more tire there to do so. With a tall sidewall like this, the whole truck just bounces and sways. It's a really unusual feeling to feel the whole truck actually twisting. I mean, compared to those other tires that I'm used to. So it's kind of funny, but it almost, even though this is, I don't know, I really enjoy the look of this tire. I almost feel like you lose some kind of performance characteristic, but I mean, in all honesty, all I'm doing is just regular driving. It's not like I'm going autocross or something with this. If I was doing that, this, you know, this, like the stereo in here would be kind of redundant. You're adding hundreds of pounds just for fun, but in this case, it seems to work just fine for me. But I like the look of these tires. I think they're made to suit this body style. But now I'll retorque, and then we can wash the tires, and then consider doing everything else we're supposed to do today. But we'll see how that goes, if I have the ambition. And then I think later on we have to go to a birthday party, so let us get busy.